where do you see the defense going? Obviously, there are things in the probable cause affidavit that we know about. The DNA on the sheath that they say belongs to Bryan Kohberger, the cell phone records where they say his phone was in the area of the tower servicing the King Road homes. We have, the video, the surveillance video of allegedly his vehicle trying to park at the house. So there are a lot of things that the defense is going to question in this case, along with this eyewitness testimony of the surviving roommate who says she saw a man clad in black walk toward her door, go out the sliding glass door, and she said he had bushy eyebrows. So she can't, to our knowledge, she hasn't said, yeah, that was him, but she gives a description.
Well, she can't say that was him because his face is covered. Again, all of this is circumstantial evidence. And I would expect the defense to be attacking every single piece of evidence that they had at least mentioned in that affidavit, because there are ways to poke holes in every single one of these pieces, right? Whether it be the DNA, I mean, this could have been something that he maybe touched it at some other time, transfer type DNA. It could have happened on a previous night, on a previous day, or there may be issues with the DNA testing itself. And I'm sure the defense will hire their own expert and do their own testing. And if there's any issues, they're going to bring it up. So there's all sorts of ways of attacking evidence that initially seems like, oh my goodness, that's strong evidence. They've got him. Not necessarily. Some of the phone related information, he could have been anywhere. He lives 8 to 10 miles away from this location where the crime occurred. He could have just been 8 to 10 miles away, and the cell towers would have his phone would have picked up the cell tower in the area of the residence of where the students were. That's nothing strange. There may be more. Again, I don't know what else there is. There may be more that law enforcement has that's a little more specific and can connect him to the location. But at least what I've seen in the affidavit, I see issues and problems, and I don't see that as enough, especially when you start looking at each piece on its own, which is what we would do. Yes, you have to look at everything all together, which is what the prosecution is going to do. They're going to say, you've got this piece, you've got that piece, put them all together. My goodness, that's a very strong circumstantial evidence. But our job as criminal defense attorneys is to break it up, break it apart, and start attacking every single piece separately and show the jury or the court in a prelim the issues, the unreliability of that evidence. And for example, the shoes, the shoe prints, very common, right? Bushy eyebrows. My goodness, that's pretty common. If you ask me, most men are going to fall under that category. How do you narrow down the group of suspects if you're saying bushy eyebrows? That's not enough to identify and ID anyone. So, yes, there are some issues here.
And the sneakers, Vans sneakers, is what
Exactly.
they're saying. The shoe print by her door, or what have you, in the direction she said he was walking came from. So it'll be interesting to see if we find out that he owned Vans shoes or not. So we just don't know. Well, Laura Uratsian, a defense attorney, criminal defense attorney, thanks as always for giving us your time and your expertise. We really appreciate it. And we hope you'll come back to talk about this another time.
Thank you, Anjanette. It's always a pleasure to be with you.